Why would I ever say something damaging, by the way, to my children, to my wife, to my friends, to anyone? Why are we hurting people and putting them down? That's the worst possible thing for the relationship. If you really want to know someone, what should you know? You should know what they value, what they want, what they care about. I really want to get to know this person. It doesn't matter what their favorite film is or what sports team they support. It doesn't matter. That says very little about them. What you want to know is what they care about, what they're invested in, what they value in them. So that's a very powerful way to create an emotional bond between someone. And this goes for your friends as well. And you know this, by the way. Your friends are the people who have the same values as you, in general. You want to hang out with those people who have the same values. That's why you have to work out your own values first. What do you value? So I was walking along with my daughter, and I was walking her to school, 4 years old, and she saw a picture of Rav Odessa with his hand in the air, and my daughter said, "Who's that?" And I said, "He's a follower of Rabbi Nachman. He loves Rabbi Nachman ideas and Torah." And she said to me, "Oh, wow, who do we follow?" So I said to her, "Well, you know what? We follow anyone who we think is going to take us towards being happier, kinder, nicer people who are more connected to God and being positive in the world. Anyone's Rabbi Nachman, Breslev, Chabad, anyone who's teaching us and helping us grow. But I just want you to know, it's your own relationship with God. So you need to find who do you want to follow?" And she's thought a bit, and a minute later she said to me, "Abba, maybe I'll follow whoever my chatan follows, my groom. Whoever my husband follows, maybe I'll follow whoever my husband follows." I'm 4 years old. I'm a Tadvan. I don't know whoever is going to marry my daughter, by the way. So I said to her, maybe, but maybe you should work out who you want to follow first. And then using that, choose a husband who also chose that he follows that. You work out your own values first. And once you've worked out your own values, find someone else who also came to their own values, and then that's going to be a good match. Because if your emotional intimacy is based on same dreams, same hopes, same values, that's very, very strong. If it's based on physicality, it's not strong. In fact, have you ever seen someone who was very, very good looking? You are very attractive, like this is some supermodel. And then they said something racist or rude or disgusting, you actually find them less physically attractive. Don't know if you've noticed that. I don't find them physically attractive anymore. It's ugly to me. Racism and sexism and horrible, it's just ugly. Have you ever met someone who was decent, and then you started talking to them, and you started to get to know them, and you actually start finding them physically more attractive? Because there's something attractive, even physically, about someone that you look up to and someone that you admire. So we look up to and admire people not for their body, but we look up to and admire people for their values and their character traits and their dreams. So the very first thing we have to understand is values, and therefore you have to identify your own values first. And we spoke about it in a previous class. My values are improving myself, improving the world. You've got to work out what those values are. And you have to be living up to your values. This also goes for your relationship with yourself, by the way. How do you have a good relationship with yourself? Live up to your values. If you're living up to your values, you like yourself. Your relationship with yourself improves. That's where you get your self-esteem from. So number one key, values. The next thing, very important. We're going to do this quite quickly, very important. My wife and I have been married for 14 years and 2 months. Is it the 29th today? 14 years and 2 months. June 29th we got married. 14 years, 2 months. We have never had one argument. 14 years and 2 months we've been married. We've been living together in the same house. Not one argument. How do we do that? The key is we never, ever, ever, ever speak to each other. As a joke. The key is we use this crazy, ancient, psychological, Kabbalistic, weird thing, and just bear with me for now, I know this is strange. It's called grown-up communication. Isn't that crazy? We communicate like grown-ups. Now, the number one key of grown-up communication is we never, ever, 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 ever put each other down. We never say anything harmful and critical and negative and horrible. Why would we? Why would I ever say something damaging, by the way, to my children, to my wife, to my friends, to anyone? Why are we hurting people and putting them down? That's the worst possible thing for the relationship. Once again, the key to this, which we spoke about before, is never, ever, ever, ever put yourself down. Your relationship with yourself also needs compassion and love. Don't put yourself down. I've never said to my wife, oh, you're such a... anything negative. I haven't even raised my voice. Ask her. I'll give her a number. Ask her, has your husband ever raised his voice at you? And she'll be like, never. Why would I raise my voice at my wife? I never said even like, what's wrong with you? Why would you do that? Am I going to take out my frustration and my anger and my pain on my wife? We spoke about this before. If it doesn't work, don't do it. Putting people down doesn't create emotional intimacy. Arguing is basically, I'm right, you're wrong, I want to force my point down your throat. It just doesn't work. That's not going to create emotional intimacy.